Hi everyone, my name is Julian Solano, and today we're going to be talking about the home buying process. Let's go. Hi everyone, my name is Julian Solano. I'm a local realtor here in Northern California. And today I'm with Brad Eskra, owner and broker of Innovative Mortgage Brokers. We're going to be discussing the home buying process and if COVID-19 has affected any of that. So Brad, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Right on, Julian. Thanks for having me here.
Totally.
Looking forward to shooting our first video.
Right.
We haven't done this much, and getting some information out to everybody. So as you said, my name is Brad Eskra. I'm the owner and broker at Innovative Mortgage Brokers. We have an office up in Healdsburg, California, and we specialize in residential lending and making loans easy for people so that it's an enjoyable experience and not something that they're banging their head against the wall.
No, absolutely. And then before we continue, you have to tell me about the mustache.
The mustache, the corn stash,
corn
as
stash.
my wife calls it. Started growing it in mid-February, I think it was, and it started off as kind of a joke costume prop for a preschool fundraiser that we were going to. We were dressed up as 70s characters. I had a wig you'd never recognize, and we were pretty on point, my wife and I. And I've just kind of let it go. And it's one of those changes you have to embrace. My family's embraced it, but everybody's had to go through the whole quarantining and the sheltering in place. So it's just something that we did as
A way to make it fun.
made it fun. You know,
Yeah.
it's a good topic of conversation when I see people that I haven't seen, and my wife can go around telling everybody that she charges me rent for my mustache. So it's
That's funny.
it's fun.
Yeah.
We'll see if it stays.
Yeah.
The kids want it to stay. The wife wants it to go.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So, first things first, how does one get pre-approved?
The pre-approval process is pretty simple for the most part. I know, and I've been doing this long enough. I've seen other people do it. Everybody is going to have their own way of pre-qualifying people. And we try to make it very simple. As I said before, our main focus is on simplicity and making this an enjoyable experience for everybody. So there's three main items that go into a pre-qual. We look at credit, we look at income, and we look at how much someone has available for a down payment. You can go over all those items with me over the phone or in person. We check them off, make it simple. Usually the initial pre-qual process is only 10 to 15 minutes with someone over the phone at most.
Nice. And one big question I always get asked is, Julian, I'm not ready to buy yet because I don't have 20% down.
Right.
Do you need 20% down?
Yeah, it's a great question. 20% down, always been a huge misconception. People always strive for that mark, and the reason why they strive for it is they don't want to pay PMI. Everybody's scared of PMI. We can touch on that in a minute, but you do not have to have 20% down. We see loan programs with the lenders that we work with as little as 3% down, and we just work in with whatever people have available to them.
So it's a case-by-case situation.
Case by case. Everybody has a different financial ability to bring money to the table. Some people have it saved in the bank. Some people are selling another house. Others are relying on a family member for a gift. So we look at everybody's situation case by case. In our conversation that we're doing the pre-qual with them over the phone or in person, we educate them on different sources that a down payment can come from. Whether it's a family member, 401k, money that's already held in the bank, selling an asset to get a down payment. There's multiple ways of doing it, but the main thing that people need to understand in Sonoma County, 20% is not a must.
Nice.
Because we look at your average home price around here in the 700,000 range, 20% down is 140,000. Not a lot of people have 140,000 at their disposal.
And while and for yourself, and during these crazy times, has COVID-19 affected your business or the lending business? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been affected. I think business has slowed down for the majority of businesses out there. And as we saw the government doing a lot to step in and create changes and find ways of helping with people, whether it was a PPP loan or sending checks to people or automatically depositing into their bank account if they filed an e-file on their tax return. We saw a lot of different things happening to try to assist with money in the markets, and businesses were hurting from it. Lenders sure were hurting from it. The stock market was hurting from it. So we saw a bit of a slowdown, and it was primarily due to the changing environment that we were seeing, but it never stopped. Business was always going. Maybe it was a little bit more difficult. There were a few extra boxes to check, but not any big interruptions that we've seen. Some loan programs have gone away, but the loan programs that went away are not your normal loan programs. They're more investor programs. So for the most part, business as usual. Lenders are still offering fantastic deals, low down payments, quick turnaround times.
And when you meet with somebody, I know that, each scenario is different. How do you place them in the right loan program?
Part of that conversation, we have the conversation up front, and we try to find out and make it a friendly conversation, not just about business, and we try to learn about each person's unique situation. What are their goals? Are they buying this house just for the next 5 years because they're moving on with their employment to another state, or is this going to be a long-term house that they want to stay in? So you really have to assess each client individually, and then give them options to what may fit their personal needs the best. For instance, I was talking to a client before I came here about a refinance, and they had spoke to someone else, and they were giving them 30-year fixed options. But as you start having the conversation and create the dialogue with people, you hear more in what their intentions are, and you can offer a different program. And in this situation, they may end up moving to something different because it fits them better than just the one thing that people primarily lean to. Yeah.
And so when I say broker, I'm not sure if too many of you know what that means, but can you elaborate on what you do versus a big bank? Is there a difference between working with a broker versus a big bank?
Yeah, great question too. I get it a lot about, you're a broker, so I must pay you a fee, right? Mm-hmm. Some people say work with the direct lender because brokers cut out the middleman. The broker's the middleman. You have to pay fees. It is not the case at all. Basically, our job is to act as the broker on behalf of a customer to find them the best deal. It's all about the best deal and the best service. And Absolutely. We try to do a good job of marrying the two. And we have 10 to 15 companies that we can look at what rates they have. How fast are their turnaround times? Because we remember, in a contract situation, the clock starts ticking right when you sign.
Yep,
so we have to make sure that we're meeting all these things. When you look at dealing with one bank, for instance, if their turnaround times are 10, 15 days in one specific department, that's what you're held to. We can maneuver it around to the companies that
and you're subject to their guidelines, right?
Their guidelines, yeah. Any rules that bank has, you're going to be subject to. And not all guidelines are the same. Some banks have extra restrictions or steps in their qualification that they require from buyers. So we can pick through the lenders that we know don't have certain, what they call in our business, overlays to help make it a seamless transaction. So working with us versus a big bank, typically you're seeing much lower interest rates, faster turnaround times, and more personable service. And that's a big thing for us. We create clients for life. It's not just a number on a piece of paper.
Absolutely.
You know,
you're not calling a 1-800 number.
No, you're calling us. Every time you call into the office, you get me or Sam in my office, and a lot of people enjoy that because now we remember what we talked to you about last time. We remember the conversation about your kids or your parent or your dog, and that's what it's all about. You want to have a friend and a business partner.
Absolutely. So the home buying process seems very straightforward. What would be preventing somebody from reaching out to you today?
Hopefully nothing. Right. Hopefully people realize that home ownership is probably more attainable than most people think. I would encourage everybody, if it were only to get more information, to reach out and have the conversation, because the 1 year plan, if you think you need to wait 1 year to save a certain amount of money or fix your credit, it could happen within a shorter period of time, and you'll never know until you make that phone call and get the right information that you need to make the right decision for yourself and for your family. And you can guide them through what values are doing, and that there are still houses out there for sale. I mean, business is as usual from what we've seen, and I really haven't seen much of a slowdown. I think I'd encourage right now, especially with the nice weather that we're having,
right.
People get out there and look and enjoy their summer now that we're able to go out and about again.
Right. And at least reach out to you for educational purpose. Like you said, build a plan.
Right.
Is there is there ways, if someone were to reach out to you, let's say their credit wasn't up to par, do you have programs that would help people get it there?
Yeah, we take it like I said before. We make it an ongoing dialogue with people on the phone. We ask a lot of questions. So part of that is when we go through the 3 steps that we had for the pre-qual is we look at the credit. Just had this conversation yesterday with another client, and they were just hitting the 600 credit score mark. And one thing that we can do when we pull credit is look at what outstanding debts they have, what's maybe dragging your credit score down, and offer advice on short-term things or long-term things to get that credit score
Where it needs to be.
pushed back up. Yeah, because the better the credit score, the better the interest rate and the different programs are going to be available for people. So again, one step in getting it started is to get information. Every purchase you do, whether it's a car, house, whatever you're doing, you got to be informed.
So it all starts off with a call.
It's all a call. Get informed, figure out what you qualify for, and realize how easy the process really is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Brad, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your time. I know you're a busy guy. So,
Right on, man. We appreciate being here. Thanks for having us. And next time you guys see Julian, he's going to have a mustache too.
I'm ready. Cool. Thank you.